With being unable to, being able to afford the DC streaming service, I've been meaning to talk about some news for the one show if I was going to put money out for, I was going to, just for one thing, because the Titans trailer is still laughably bad. Doom Patrol, I'm optimistic about, but I haven't seen anything yet. But the one thing that made me go, you know what, if I was to get the DC streaming service, it would be for this thing alone, and that is the Swamp Thing TV series. Now, the Swamp Thing TV series is going to be run by James Wan, which you guys would know best from The Conjuring, and of course he's going to be doing, he's done the upcoming Aquaman film, and yeah, he's mostly dipped his hand in horror, and this is right in his wheelhouse. So yeah. So I'm going to talk about some news that has been about for Swamp Thing. Some of it's a little old, some of it came out yesterday, and some of it's like from over the week. But I decided to culminate into one big thing about Swamp Thing. So let's talk about this, the news. Now, first off is that yes, this will be a hard R horror series. This will be a straight up hard R horror TV series. And I was like, oh, thank God. That's good news. That is really good news for this, because yeah, Swamp Thing has always been about dark and brooding, horror. So if anything, this really works. That's what I really like about Swamp Thing, is that it's a dark horror series about this character. It's not just there is some philosophical stuff thanks to Alan Moore and some of the other writers, but it has been generally a horror comic. So thank God they're keeping that. And to make it a hard R, because yeah, some of the stuff that happens in Swamp Thing is really fucked up. Another thing that made me go, ooh, that's neat, is the fact that they will not be making Swamp Thing CGI. It will be a suit. It will be a straight up suit. And I was like, holy crap! I didn't think they'd have, they would shell out the money for, for a suit. That's really cool. That's a really neat thing. Because yeah, it's always good to see suitimation. It's a neat little, and it's also a neat little callback to the Wes Craven movie and the sequel that wasn't direct. What, did Wes Craven direct the sequel? I don't think he did. Could be wrong. But basically, there were two Swamp Thing movies, and again, to have a suit, in an era where you could have just easily cheaped out and just made it, CGI. That's really good news. I really dig that. So I really enjoy that that aspect, and it's really cool. I'm really curious to see what the suit's going to look like. They've got and speaking of Swamp Thing himself, yesterday they announced the casting of who was going to play Swamp Thing, and that person is Derek Myers. Now, to horror fans, that name sounds really familiar. For those who are not in the know, that's one of the many actors who have played Jason Voorhees. Preferably the remake, which, the 2009 remake of Friday the 13th is not great, but we could have done a lot worse, is what I'm saying. That movie is that movie's decent enough. It's not the worst horror remake. I can point to a few others, but that one's not the worst. In fact, it feels more like a missing chapter of the Friday the 13th franchise. Like, it doesn't do anything that makes it go, this is a straight-up remake. This movie just goes, yeah, you could easily point at this movie and go, oh, well, this is just another chapter in the Friday the 13th franchise. Alright. At least that's how you could easily look at it, but I'm getting off topic. But yeah, Derek Myers, he's done creature effects. He's a big dude. Now notice that I said he was cast for Swamp Thing. That's because Alec Holland will be played by someone else, which makes me go, okay, either they're going to have this actor for one or two episodes, and then bring in Swamp Thing, or they're going to do the Scott Snyder thing and have it that, yeah, Alec Holland came back and was switching in between him and Swamp Thing. I'm leaning towards the Scott Snyder thing, because that's where, I feel like they'd want to do The Rot and all that. And also, again, like, we have another character that was cast, and I'll get to her in a moment. But yeah, I think that they'll probably get a big name actor And that, if they get a big name actor, that will make me go, okay, they are going to do the Scott Snyder thing and have it that, you know, he's probably going to switch in between being him and Swamp Thing. Which is alright. I would have preferred it just to be Swamp Thing, but whatever. But yeah, Alec Holland's a pretty fine character, but let's face it, we all like the green guy. And again, but the problem is with this, and I know some people are going to bring this up, so I might as well do it now, is that if they do the Scott Snyder thing of him switching between, you know, Holland and Swamp Thing, for that time being, people are going to go, oh, it's Plant Hulk. It's Hulk as a plant monster. People are going to do that. So, might as well bring it up now. You know people are going to do that. I know people are going to do that. But yeah, so I'd be more at home if it was just like the character's just there for 1 or 2 episodes, maybe some flashbacks. But after that, maybe just focus on Swamp Thing. But anyway, so also another casting, and this was actually one of the first, was the casting for Abby Arcane. So pretty sure Anton Arcane is on his way. Yeah. Abby Arcane is another really good character. Her romance with Swamp Thing is really, you know, touching. And there's been some fucked up stuff with her and her uncle Anton. Really fucked up stuff. Like, really fucked up stuff. But that actor will be played by Crystal, I believe the last name is Reed? Hope I'm saying that right. But she's best known for being in Gotham. She was one of the actresses in the show Gotham. So she's going from one DC show to another. Alright. I haven't watched a lot of... I kind of gave up on Gotham after a while, so I never saw her in action. Actually, no, I went back into Gotham because of how batshit insane it got. But I missed that character. I've completely missed that character, so hopefully she can give us a good Abby Arcane. And I can only imagine who they could get for Anton Arcane. I can't even imagine what actors they could get for Anton. I'm waiting for that with bated breath. Anyway, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to see what they could do with the character of Swamp Thing. I'm really happy they're going practical effects with Swamp Thing himself. I think, you know, Derek Myers brings this great physicality. Very much like with Kane Hodder and, you know, Tyler Mane from the Halloween remake films. You guys would probably know him better as he played Sabretooth in the first X-Men movie. You know, to give you some context. But yeah, I'm really looking forward... like I said, I won't be able to shell out the money for Swamp Thing when the streaming service comes, but hopefully maybe they can cut us a break and give us a DVD collection when it, you know, if it does well, maybe that'd be nice of you. Wouldn't it be nice if they did that? That sure would be swell. So, yeah, if anything, this is the only thing I'm really looking forward to from DC streaming service TV shows. But you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of the news for all of this stuff regarding Swamp Thing? Are you guys happy? Are you guys not? Just comment below, let me know, and once again, I hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.